I might start crying. I have this little toilet paper, but I may need a tablecloth at the end of this. All right, first I want to thank Jeffrey for being such an incredible human being and a good friend to the LGBTQ community, and for bringing your talents to the part of Mora on Transparent, showing us that trans people are multifaceted and that they have feelings and pain and humor, just like every other human being. And Luke, thank you for being such a steadfast friend to Alexis. You two were friends for decades, and you always supported Alexis in her journey to live her truth. You're both inspirations to me and to everyone in our community. I also want to thank Sarah Kate Ellis and GLAAD for honoring me with the Vanguard Award, because the work that GLAAD has done has been critical in advancing LGBTQ acceptance worldwide, helping LGBTQ kids see that they belong and that they're loved and that there's nothing wrong with them. Because visibility matters. And right now, trans visibility really matters. It is not an easy life to be a trans person in the United States of America today. My sister Alexis challenged the movie industry at its core. She had a very successful career as an actor, and she knew she was risking losing work and her livelihood by living her truth. That she would lose parts by living her life as a trans woman, but she risked everything. She risked it all because she knew she couldn't live a life that was a lie. So whatever mark I have made in this life in activism will always pale in the light of Alexis's bravery and the light of the bravery of every trans kid growing up in America. Alexis did not knock on the door of progress, she kicked the door open. She wanted to help move the world forward to a time in the future where every trans kid could live up to their full potential, when it wouldn't be uncommon to have in your everyday life a doctor or a nurse or a cop or a real estate agent or a public official who was a transgender person. That they would get jobs, they would get hired, they would get a shot. She wanted to help move the world forward to a time when trans people were not fetishized, but to a better tomorrow when they could be seen as complete, whole, and equal human beings. To a time where every trans kid could dream and they could realize their dreams and achieve success and prosperity. But that is not what is happening. In Texas right now, lawmakers are trying to pass SB 6, just one of many bills around the country that wouldn't serve no purpose but to harm trans people, especially students. This year, we have already seen 8 trans women of color viciously murdered, some of them misgendered. 2 weeks ago, members of Congress asked Attorney General Jeff Sessions and the Department of Justice to launch a federal hate crimes investigation into the murders. And the response from Sessions? Silence. Well, we, the LGBTQ people and allies, don't do silence. That's right, so we're gonna raise our voices, all of our voices together. Can you hear us? Jeff Sessions, you don't need to have a trans family member or a gay friend or a questioning kid for this to affect you. It doesn't matter what color or gender or faith you are. There's so many marginalized groups right now under attack. When one of us is vulnerable, all of us are vulnerable. And I feel like it's my mission, or our mission, to provide strength and support for all of our communities. And I hope that tonight you'll take 1 minute to think about what you can do to make a difference, whether it's calling your Congress people. That's right, we're not going anywhere. Woo! Yes, yes, that's right. We will not be erased from your census. So call your Congress people, march in protest, post on social media, or donate to GLAAD. It's also my hope to bring the attention to discrimination and deep poverty most of our trans brothers and sisters struggle with daily. Trans women of color are the most likely group to live in deep poverty of any group. So I would like to ask businesses to make concerted efforts to train and hire our trans brothers and sisters so that they can have the same dignity and rights to work as any other citizen. And while we're at it, let's make sure all businesses are providing them free pay and pay to everyone. A paycheck should not be impacted negatively by anyone's gender, gender identity, race, ability, age, religion, national origin, for that matter. Everyone deserves to be paid fairly. Agreed? Are we on board? All right, I know that there are people out there who say, you know what, you're an actor. You should really only speak when you're saying lines that have been written for you in a movie or a show. Well, it's yes, I am an actor. I'm also a taxpayer. I'm also a sister, and I'm an American, and I have something in common with every single person in this room, everybody watching, all the politicians in Washington, and even a guy who's living and golfing somewhere near the White House. We are all human. So let's allow our humanity to lead us towards respect, tolerance, towards faith in each other rather than fear of each other, and ultimately towards acceptance. Thank you.